Well, it's been a long January. Every time I think I've made a horrible mistake of rescuing this little puppy, I remember how much joy she gives me day in and day out. It's amazing. iPad is upgraded and changed everything, so I'm really not knowing what I'm doing here. But one thing I did do is I'm happy that the holidays officially, they end the 12th of January, King's Day. And this is the 21st, I think, of January. Kind of lost track this month. Um, well, for one, I always think I can do things more than I should. I've tackled the house. I've hired somebody to paint oversized flowers on the outside. I hope this is not a horrible mistake. I know his work, and he'd worked for me once before when I owned a house down at the beach. And I just felt, well, for one, I'm going to start filming it, so you'll be able to watch from the beginning. It's going to take 4 days next week to do. Uh, and about a week ago, I took a dive. I often forget I'm 85, and I had both dogs with me, as I always do, or almost always do. But one thing I know is when I get out of the car, I want to go to a restaurant or something, I have to take them one at a time. And for reasons that elude me today, I didn't do that. I took both dogs at once, which meant that they'd have to be tied up in different chairs. And I have a puppy. The puppy is like insane. Okay, she's insane. She's still jumping and biting. She's 4.5 months, so she hasn't quite mastered. And then the other is 11-year-old dog who hates the puppy, just hates her. It's hard to live with. You want to know the truth? It's hard because the puppy really likes her. And she's always like, let me kiss you, let me love you. And she's like, get away from me, you drunk. It's like, go bother somebody else. Anyway, so I tied up the first dog, looped the leash underneath a chair leg at the table I was going to go to at this cafe where I planned to have my breakfast. And as I turned, the puppy was already into flower pots. This is an outside restaurant. She was already into the flower pots. And as I turned looking for where to harness her, because she's strong, I couldn't just put her on one of these little lightweight chairs. My foot hooked underneath the other leash, and as I was going down, I saw these like chairs, and they had like little, sealed metal frames, and I went face, throat. I don't want to get killed. I pushed myself back, and I fell on my side. First of all, I'm very, very lucky. I didn't break anything. Thank you. Very, very, very lucky. And two people came over right away and said, "Oh, let me help you up." And I said, "Well, wait, let me sit up for a minute. Let me just check my body." And they did help me up. And I knew instantly that my knee had taken the brunt of everything and that I needed to go home and ice. This was before I started my breakfast. So the man of the couple that was with me, he helped me get my dogs to the car. And I went home, and that was my week. That was last week, my week. Icing, pressure, rest, and arnica. And I don't know if they sell arnica in the United States. If they do, you should get some right away. You never know what's going to come in. It's sort of the salve that reduces swelling and bruising. And I actually did not know how injured I was. I just thought it was my knee. And that night I realized it was also my foot and my ankle. And 3 days later, it was also my shoulder. So again, I'm very, very lucky. The thing is, when you fall, if you don't break anything, that's good news. It's like being in a car accident. Your whole body is, and so I spent quite a bit of time resting last week, like the first 2 days. It was on a Sunday that happened. Monday, I was really limping around. Tuesday, I was doing better. I think Wednesday, I even challenged myself by going to Costco when it opened. Oh, that's another story about Costco. I go to Costco, I have a gold card. So they say, oh, I start to move in. It's like 10 minutes to 10. If you go early, a lot used to be, you can get in. Oh, you have to wait until 10 o'clock if you have a gold card. I didn't even respond. I just went, and walked outside. Went to my car, drank some apple juice, and sat down. And I came back in. And I like to go to Costco because I like the bank there, Banamex, and they can translate it to English. Okay, so I go to Costco, and what other nightmare happened to me? Oh yeah, that's where I bought the arnica, and they charged me 1,000 pesos, which is about $54, $55. That I went, muy caro. That's a lot of money. And they said, oh no, we've renovation. We've renewed your card for 900 pesos. I'm going like, I could get a new card for 600 pesos. But there was a big line at the counter to leave, and I was, still limping. I had to make a choice. But I still got to find out why they charged me like almost $50 for a card they usually charge $35 for Renovación, to renew it. Oh my God. But the good news is I'm still here, and I'm capable of living alone and taking care of myself, even though I was bruised. Now, I want to say this to all of you who are watching. If you live alone, the animal has changed my life for the better. She's really, first of all, I'm very lucky I got a love puppy. My other dog, she was 2 years old when I adopted her. So, people say, oh, she loves you. No, she doesn't. A dog that loves you hangs out with you. You sit down, they put their head in your lap, or they want to be next to you. They follow you from room to room. My dog never did this. The white dog never did this. And I did not know, because I wasn't looking at my behaviors, that was really different. She really only comes to me in the morning to be scratched and rubbed, but she doesn't like cuddle. She never did. She never cuddled. So I didn't realize I missed the cuddles. I really missed the cuddles. And I have a cuddly puppy, and honestly, I'll put up with it. And she's getting bigger. She's like 4.5 going on 5 months, and I had her weighed, and I think he told me she was 8.9 kilos, which is about, let's go 9. She's getting up there, about 15 pounds, or maybe 16 pounds. And he said that was good, because she really wasn't going to be a large dog, because the large dogs at that age, they're like 30 pounds. So we think she's going to go to around 30. So it's really important to train her now before she's so big. Anyway, I'm very grateful, very, very grateful that everything so far so good. My legs are fine. I'm actually not doing my 10-block walks yet, maybe next week. Also, we're expecting rain. And also, I do know some of you are in some places where it's very, very cold. So I don't know what to tell you. Move. No, I lived in Denver for 5 years, where I slipped regularly on ice, black ice, regularly. I slipped on black ice. So far, so good. Nothing's broken, and my brain seems to be working as well.